got my hands full.
Morning, Mrs. Sharples.
Well, come in and close the door. It's colder than charity and twice as chilly. Well, now we've got the pleasantries over. What's got you out of your bed at this time of the morning?
Well, I'm up at 7 every morning, Mrs. Sharples, barring Sundays.
Oh, go on, pulling your leg.
Oh, well, I've come to see about that radiator in.
And about time, too.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Sharples, but with Mr. Fairclough being off and we it being Christmas, we're a bit behind.
Poor old Christmas. Getting the blame again.
Oh, well, what's up with your radiator, then?
Well, allowing for the fact that radiators are supposed to get hot, this one stays cold and shakes itself from time to time.
Oh, well, it'll probably want bleeding, then.
Well, you better get it bled, then.
Oh.
Want a cup of tea before you start?
Oh, well, thanks. Yes, Mrs. Sharples.
Right. What did you do with yourself over Christmas?
Oh, well, I didn't do very much. I sat in most of the time. Well, Barney went round to Miss Nugent's for tea on Boxing Day night.
What a gay outing that would be for a young lad with his life ahead of him.
Well, it's very decent of her. It's better than sitting at home on your own.
Even Len Fairclough with what was left of his family. Sugar?
Ah, thank you.
Been brooding again, eh?
Well, no, I don't do much of that, Mrs. Sharples. Try and keep myself occupied, like. Well, I mean, what's happened's happened, hasn't it? It's no use trying to put the clock back.
Oh, well, compared to some folks I could mention, you've got a fairish good L on your shoulders. It's about time you started using it.
Well, what do you mean by that, Mrs. Sharples?
I mean, you want to grab yourself a bit of happiness, lad. That's what I mean. You're not too old to start again, you know.
Well, it never struck me as I was, Mrs. Sharples.
No, but it will one day if you don't do what fella said. Look, if you're still round here at lunchtime, there's a turkey sandwich for you, and there's not many of them served round here, I'll tell you.
Well, it's only 10 minutes of a job, really.
All right, I'll wrap it up for you, then you can take it home.
Well, thank you very much, Mrs.
You're
Sharples.
welcome.
Ina, there's a man outside with a big box for you. It's nearly as big as me.
You don't say.
Oh, whatever can it be?
Well, I shall have to bide myself in patience, shan't I?
Shall I tell him to bring it in? He did ask, you see.
Well, I don't want it left on flags.
Oh, isn't it exciting?
Yes, and excitement's not good for you at your age, so I'll see you later in the road.
Oh, Ina, you're not going to keep it secret.
Well, if it's as big as you say it is, I'm going to have a job, aren't I? Now, come on. Ta-da. Have you got a strong hammer, Andy? Heck.
Yeah.
Right, you can come and earn that turkey sandwich before you choke yourself.
You wear yourself out on them things.
I've got to get used to them, haven't I, love?
Yeah, I suppose you have.
Oh, and I'm sorry. Didn't mean to snap.
Take no notice of me, I'm just the nagging wife.
Oh, you've got a great smile. Did anybody ever tell you that?
Yes, there was Joe and John and Billy
Hey,
and Roger
you're asking
and
a
Peter.
clout round the other end with one of these in a minute. I suppose you think I was a bit of a swine to Larry Palmer last night?
Well, if I'd have been him, I'd have clouted you on leg or no leg.
Dead honest, too.
Do you know, I always want us to be honest, David. I don't want even little white lies. I've had enough of them at home. They get bigger and bigger till nobody believes anybody else in the end.
Right. Well, then, for a start, you can stop kidding on that you're not worried.
Who's kidding? I am worried. I'm very worried. And I don't just mean about the money, neither. I'm worried about you. Honestly, I could have cried these last few days looking at your face. What sort of a way is that to carry on?
Oh, I'm a selfish pig. The only thing I'm really worried about is not being able to play football again. Look, as far as the money's concerned, I can still run the team and organise the social club, and that's 20 quid a week. Well, I know it's not exactly marvellous, but it's not what you might call the breadline, is it?
No, it's a lot more than I've ever been used to, I don't mind telling you.
So why the long faces?
Oh, I should have a long face, shouldn't I, after all? You should be chasing me around this room now, shouldn't you?
Oh, what makes you think I can't? What makes you think I can't?
Don't they make you feel old and, married? David Nermer.
Hmm? Oh, ancient, positively ancient.
You mean that? What's all that for?
I just counted my coppers.
Oh, you hard up.
Hard up, she says, 2 days after Christmas. This is the age of affluence, love, where we spends what we earns, but a large percentage of what we hope to earn. And I must say, for a generation that prides itself on its mental toughness, we're right suckers for the sentimental self.
Oh, what does all that add up?
Well, it all adds up to the fact that I need half a gallon of petrol for the scooter so that I can get down to the bank as soon as I finish this and see what's left. I was also hoping to get a packet of fags, but I'm tuppence short.
Well, it's no good looking at me.
Oh, come on, you're not kidding me. I haven't got tuppence.
I don't say it like that. You haven't given the housekeeping yet.
I have, you know.
You have not.
Into another £8 up the Swanee. Hey, anyone give us any new pennies for the kids?
Over my dead body. Go through your pockets.
A bin. Net result, a penny stamp and a 1.5-inch dot. You know, love, next time Christmas comes round, we're opting out. It's just a racket based on hokum.
Oh, shut up, Scrooge.
Scrooge is a much maligned character, Mrs. Barlow. I think he should have been the hero of the piece.
I'm coming in.
Oh, here he is, old moneybags himself.
Hey, are you trying to be funny?
Oh, don't be sensitive. He's only joking.
Yeah. Well, the only folk that laugh at folks that have got now to them as has got plenty.
Here, stick your finger on that.
Do you want a cup of tea?
No, thanks, no, love. I've just had one.
Can you lend me tuppence?
Hey, now,
All
look,
right, I'm
Kemp.
serious.
He really is.
Oh. Well, why didn't you say so instead of making daft jokes? Yeah. There's a bob.
Oh,
I'll lend
yeah.
you tuppence and never get it back. You know, your David's going to hospital this morning.
No, I didn't, as a matter of fact.
No, well, if I were you, I'd nip over and see him. He's going to lead a lot of encouragement, is your David.
Oh, he seems to be taking it pretty well to me.
Yeah, that seems all you know, eh? Of course, I know you don't give a monkey's cuss about the game, but football's your David's life. How would you like it if somebody told you to stop reading? For good?
Oh, Uncle Albert, Ken's not stupid, you know.
Thank you, dear.
Even if it does take a time to get in sometimes.
Judas.
Judas was a man. Anyway, I'm going to the shop. Now, no fighting when I'm gone.
Here, make yourself useful and I'll there for a minute.
Hey, I thought you said there was no money in the house.
She's getting it on the slate.
On the slate, Dennis. You've been on your mother's bill, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. Pile it on.
I don't think I'm in sympathy with that attitude, lad. Pile it on. According to my records, there's £3.11 and 6 outstanding already.
Yeah, well, another 4 and 8 will make it £3 16 and 2, won't it?
No, I won't, lad. Afraid not.
Yes, it will. £3.11 and 6, add 4. Go on.
It's not the arithmetic that's at fault, Dennis. It's the assumption. I'm cutting down on credit. What the good, you'll have to pay cash for them.
Cash straight after Christmas? It's never been known.
Entirely up to you, lad.
Oh, all right.
It's rather a good one, actually. I got it for Christmas. I'm rather keen to take some child portraits, and I wondered
The
whether...
twins! Oh, I'd love you to. They're at their best about 6 o'clock, you know, just before bedtime.
Oh, I'll come round about 1:45 then.
Oh, yeah.
Marvellous.
How can I do for you?
Well, you know that potted
Oh, he's
meat?
sick as a
Ah,
pig.
the meat, yes.
Is there anything I can do?
Well, he can't make him well to play football again, can you?
No,
No,
of
well,
course
I'm
not.
sorry, love.
Ken's going round this morning.
I don't like leaving him on his own, but what can I do? I was thinking of packing up my job with misery there, but, well, I can't now. I mean, you never know what might happen.
All right, well, it's down here.
Can I have a tin of steak on the bill? Only Ken's gone to the bank and I haven't got any money just now.
Oh, I'm very sorry, but Mr. Pettis just said no more credit.
No credit?
That's his orders.
Thank you, then. About 1:45 then.
Oh, yes.
Everything all right, Mrs. Barlow?
Well, no. As a matter of fact, I wanted a tin of steak on the bill.
Well, of course you can have a tin of steak on the bill. Now, Emma, what's all this about?
It's you. You've just said no credit.
Not to Mrs. Barlow. Come along, pull yourself together, lads. Here we are. One tin
It's
of
just that
steak coming
Ken's
up.
just gone to the bank now. I
That's
just left
perfectly
it
all
on.
right, Mrs. Barlow. We quite understand.
Oh, thanks very much.
Tara.
You might have spared me that, showing me up in front of her.
Now then, Emma, don't be cheeky.
Well, it's you. You've just said no credit.
One or two exceptions.
And how am I supposed to know who the exceptions are there? You won't let Dennis Tanner have none.
I don't regard the Tanners and people of that ilk as exceptions.
Well, why not? I mean, I know Elsie drags on, but she always pays in the end.
I am sick to the back teeth of subsidising these people. Why should I? Why the X should I? This corner shop business is not all it's cracked up to be, but I left it in.
Florrie Lindley always got paid.
You criticising the way I run my business, Irma?
No, I'm not.
Hi.
So you're asleep?
No, just dozing.
How's it going?
Oh, you know.
Bit chocker, eh?
Yeah. Oh. Oh, thanks for going round anyway.
Uncle Albert's coming round this afternoon. Big cheer up.
I mean, big chin up. It could have been a lot worse. You've got your whole life in front of you.
All perfectly true, of course.
Oh, aye, all perfectly true. Oh, well. Suppose it had to end sooner or later.
It's everything most kids dream about.
Football?
Well, football, art, music, acting, anything that's got a bit of the glamour attached, you know.
Do you think most kids do?
Oh, maybe not most, but quite a few. Me, for example.
You? Well, what was your big ambition apart from teaching?
Teaching? You must be kidding. Nobody ever dreams about teaching. No, I don't think I ever really had any big ambitions. I had lots of little ones, like just before Mum died, I wanted to save the world, you know.
Why, small stuff like that.
Yeah, and then there was a time I saw myself as the industrial executive.
Amalgamated steel, I remember.
The big man, tough but human, you know. Boy, you should have seen that image fade.
Oh, what about the writing?
Another brief encounter. So, what do we have left? I live in a street where everyone thinks I'm a toffee-nosed upstart.
Oh, come on.
Oh, no, it's perfect. Oh, no. No, not everybody. There's always Annie Walker with her culture kick. Anyway, I like my job. Got a great little family. Not flush, but I get by. Question? Is it enough? Answer? I don't know.
Well, what's all that add up to?
I'll tell you. Don't come to me for advice.
I think that's the ambulance come for
Oh,
me.
yeah. Hey, kid, like me to follow you on?
What, you mean to hold me hand?
Oh, I don't see why not. I've probably done that before now. You'd probably be about 4 years old at the time.
My big brother.
Yeah.
Did you say it was a benefit match, Mr. Tatler?
Yep, and he wasn't obliged to play either.
Well, it was very charitable of him, surely.
Yeah. Well, I dare say there's charity and charity, but I never could abide it myself.
I must say I'm very surprised to hear you say that, Mr. Tatler.
No, I don't mean giving it, love. I mean taking it. What the world wants today is folks that can stand on their own feet. Then when out goes wrong, they get what's their due, not charity.
He's right, you know.
And they get what's their due because they deserve it.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, I never expected to see you in Cloud Cuckoo Land.
And it'll only be Cloud Cuckoo Land as long as folks call it Cloud Cuckoo Land. In the meantime, we've got to put up with what we've got.
The main thing, as I see it, is that it should come from the heart.
Do you mind if I go now, Mrs. Walker, because I've got my dinner to get ready?
Well, you were half an hour late this morning, you know.
Yeah, well, I promised our I'd look in on David.
Oh, well, possibly you can come back for half an hour this afternoon.
This afternoon?
Yes, half an hour in the select could make it look a great deal brighter.
All right, yeah, then.
Hey, love, what's half an hour more or less? She's a good little worker,
It is not the time, Jack. It's the principle.
If you come round in 10 minutes, your dinner will be ready.
Hey, you giving us a hand with me checking this afternoon?
Oh, Stan, love, I'm tired. Besides, I've got half an hour to do for Mrs. Walker on top of my own work. And I promised our I'd nip round to David again.
Oh, I can't see Nip round.
Well, Petty's turned very awkward lately. She's got her hands full.
She got her hands full, all right. She hadn't been in such a hurry. She wouldn't have been married now when this has happened.
Oh, Stan Ogden, how can you say such a thing? Our Irma would have married David whether or not.
Oh, well, the way things are going, she'll be keeping him soon.
Now, well, I'll be able to give her a few tips on that then, won't I? Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
Mrs. Ogden. Oh, Mr. Ogden.
Somebody just come in.
Oh, is it her?
No, it's Jerry Booth.
We were round at Ena's this morning when it come.
Was he now?
She asked him to open it for her.
Did she now? I think we'd better have a word with him, don't you?
I'm sorry I haven't got round to it yet, Mrs. Misley.
Got round to what, lad?
See to your window
Oh,
frame.
Ena's.
Oh,
What was in that box you opened for Mrs. Sharples this morning?
Oh, we wondered if there was anything we could help her with.
Don't want her trying to shift heavy things. It would be heavy, wouldn't it?
Oh, it looked very heavy to me.
oh, I see. Well, I'm very sorry, Mrs. Caldwell, but I've been sworn to secrecy. Oh, yeah. She said she'd be in from 6 o'clock tonight. She said I was to tell you when you asked.
Oh. How did she know we was going to ask?
Well, come on now. Just try and get them to smile.
Big smile.
Come on, then.
Come on, who's a happy boy? Look.
Come on.
I'm sorry about the delay, but I'm anxious not to have the flash going off while we're looking at it.
Oh, don't worry about that.
When you're ready.
Yeah, they're happy enough. Come on, big smile. Big
Smile, please.
Cheese. Oh, that was relatively painless anyway.
Oh, dear.
Now what's up?
I've forgotten to turn the film on. I'm afraid I'll have to do it again.
Oh.
Come on then, big smile.
Oh, so you got the message?
Yes, we got the message.
Right, well, you best come in and satisfy your curiosity then, hadn't you? Come on, right in. Well, aren't you going to say something?
Oh, is that all?
What do you mean, is that all?
It's a chair, isn't it?
Well, it isn't a 5-barred gate. It's travelled 3,000 miles as the crow flies, as that chair. It's a present from our Tom in America.
Oh, isn't that nice, Clara? Yes, it's very nice, is that? Just fancy. Oh, it looks very comfortable. Oh, it does that. Do you find it comfortable, Ina?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Yes, it looks very comfortable indeed.
All right, you can give over hinting.
Can we have a go?
Yes, go on. One at a time. I know just how you feel, Emma. Do you know, it was precisely the same when Mr. Walker collapsed a few years ago. You feel as if the foundations had suddenly slipped beneath you.
Oh, I don't think it's as bad as all that, Mrs. Walker. I mean, I know he's going to miss his football and that, but we will be able to lead a normal life together.
I know, love, but they never tell you, do they?
What?
How serious it is, the truth.
Oh, David has, I'm sure of that.
I see. Of course, Mr. Walker tried so hard to protect me from worry. The lengths he went to, you'd hardly believe. Rather sweet in a way, don't you think?
That's 6 and 8 altogether.
6 and 8? Oh, well, will you put it on the bill for me?
Good evening, Mrs. Walker.
Hello, Mr. Petty. Have you heard from Sandra recently?
No, I'm afraid not. Lines have been down between her and me lately.
The lines have been... Oh, I see what you mean. Hasn't the silly girl repented yet?
I don't know about her, Mrs. Walker. I reckon I'm the one that's repenting. I'm beginning to think that she got something. I reckon anybody that stays in business round here wants their head seen to.
Really? You surprise me, Mr. Petty.
Something wrong with your face, Irma?
You got a sly dig in there, didn't you?
Sly dig?
Yeah, about saying anyone who stops in business round here wants their head seen to. It's a right between the eyes, that.
Oh, I suppose she could have read something into it.
She did, believe me.
Yeah, well, I didn't mean it like that.
Hello, Mr. Petty.
Hello, Jerry lad.
Hey, what have you got to tickle me fancy with?
Oh, do you mind repeating that?
Look, I'm sick to the back teeth with pies, tins and frozen stuff. Now, what have you got here that's good?
Do you know what I'd do if I was you, Jerry? I'd get all dressed up and I'd get on the first bus to town and I'd treat myself big. I mean, you've got nobody waiting for you at home, have you?
Well, what would I want to do that for?
Oh, if you don't know, I'm sure it's no use my telling you. I mean, that's what I'd have done once upon a time.
Yes, it should be very fascinating to see the result.
Yes.
Oh, I'll just get them settled down. It won't take long because they're very tired. You stay and have a chat with Ken.
It's a very full life being a mother.
Oh, yes, yes.
Morning till night, you might say.
Yes.
It's very rewarding, though.
Oh, yes, yes, it is. It's, yes, it's very rewarding.
Oh, I don't think I'll disturb you. You seem to have gone off. Well, I really must be going.
Oh, I was just going to make a cup of tea.
No, I really must go. I enjoyed our little chat. We must talk again sometime. Please don't bother to see me to the door. I know the way out.
That's all right. I'll see you out.
Well, did you enjoy our little chat?
Yeah.
Something right over my head, I suppose.
Yeah?
Like the weather.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Aren't you going to see Dave?
No, I think he's had enough visitors for one day.
Oh, was he very depressed?
Not so as you'd notice, yeah.
I suppose he'll have to ask for the deposit on the house back.
Well, I don't see why, love. He's still earning 20 quid a week plus what Irma gets. It's not exactly the end of the world, is it?
How's the breadwinner?
Oh, yeah, some breadwinner.
What did he say at the hospital?
Oh, you know.
If I knew, I wouldn't ask, would I?
Oh, well, coming along fine. That's what it is.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. Oh, don't just stand there. Come round here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you all right?
Yeah, just about.
Oh, I think we better save the rough stuff while later, don't you?
Hey, I've been thinking
What about?
about the house.
No!
What do you mean, no?
I'm not going to let you be saddled with that, not now.
Now, look, love. I've still got a job, and I've still got all the money that we
It's
saved.
not worth it.
Not worth what?
Well, scratching to pay for something that you can't afford. I mean, we'd keep rowing, wouldn't we, about things? Like, for instance, that bottle of whiskey I can see on there.
That bottle happens to be half a bottle. Anyway, the thing is that, Sid Lambert's coming around tonight, you know, to fix one or two things up, replacement on the team and that. Well, the least we can do is offer him a drink.
All right, then.
What do you mean, all right, then?
Well, I say all right, no arguments.
Well, I should hope not.
Oh, well, if you're going to put it like that...
Shut up.
Shouting at me now, is it? I'd be careful if I was you. Because I could take on 10 of them like you, Long John
Oh,
Silver.
you cheeky... Oh.
Some people just never learn, do they?
Oh, go on, Mr. Tatler, you're pulling my leg.
Pulling your leg? Of course I'm not pulling your leg. Sam Crosson's bus it were called, and it were first one round here.
He's right, lad. I've often heard folks talk about it.
Hey, get over 4 pints over here when you're ready.
Three kinds of passengers it had. First-class passengers, second-class passengers, third-class passengers. And when you got to bottom of Cannet's Brew, it were a case of first-class passengers stop where you are, second-class get out and walk, third-class get out and push.
Yeah, they call them the good old days.
Hey, I think I'll nip round and see how Irma and David's getting on.
Oh, no, leave him alone for a bit longer, love.
No, look, I shouldn't go round, love. He's expecting Sid Lambert tonight.
Oh, I see.
Oh, cheers, Uncle Albert.
Hey, did she finish taking them photographs?
Yeah.
It's a funny sort of hobby for a woman, isn't it?
Photography, no.
Oh, she was taking the viaduct. There's nothing beautiful about that, is there?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's got rather nice lines, the viaduct, better than some of the industrial architecture around here.
Well, you can't see the lines from here.
No, I don't mean the lines. I mean the lines.
That's what I said, lines.
I think he means the shape, Stan. Right, lad?
Right, Mr. Walker.
Why didn't you say shape?
I know a funny story about a camera.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, you'd best keep it to yourself, lad.
Oh, it's very funny indeed, is this one.
Hey, Jack, let him share it.
Yes, it's very amusing. Good night, all.
What of all that?
We should hurry up.
I wish you would stop worrying about it. It's only Sid Lambert.
Well, no, people like that always make me feel nervous, though. I mean, he's a boss, isn't he?
Is he, one of the lads, is Sid?
We'll take your word for it.
Hey, has old Petty been getting at you today?
No, he hasn't. He's been quite nice, really.
Because you don't have to take any old buck from him, you know.
Well, you don't think I would, do you? He's here.
Go on, let him in.
Well, David, how are you?
Oh, fine, thanks, Mr. Lambert, fine. It goes on like this, I'll be back with you in no time.
Ah, yes, well,
would you like a drink?
no, thanks, David. No, I've got the car all outside, and I've already had a couple. Now then, I've got the contract with me, and you'll have to excuse me if I rush things a bit, but I've got another meeting in half an hour.
The contract?
The one you signed with us, lad.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that. Seems a long time ago.
Ah, well, it's here anyway. Now then, we've got a clause in this that we normally put in case of injury. Now, this limits the liability to £300 compensation, and that is the limit, you understand?
Yes, well, I've forgotten about that bit. It'll come in very useful, won't it,
Yes,
love?
well, as long as you appreciate that that was the arrangement. It's there if you'd like to read it.
No, I'll take your word for it.
Well, as I said before, David, it's bad luck all round. You'll miss us, and believe me, lad, we are going to miss you.
Oh, you mean on the field?
No, I don't, David.
Look, I think you better read this. You see, it says here, this 300 compensation is for the wages you would have earned as manager. As far as the social club concerned, well, that's a bonus we offer to attract a better player.
Well, yeah, but,
Now, look, David, I
Mr.
don't think
Lambert.
there's any point in beating about the bush. The fact is that both these jobs go to the player who takes your place in the team. It's all down here in black and white.